Good morning, everyone. This is Ariel Molzoff. I'm actually recording from home today. As you may not remember, I am doing my internship with Hope for the Warriors in the Manhattan office. So I live out on, if you're familiar with New York geography, on Long Island, which is roughly 45 minutes to an hour from Manhattan, depending on, that's where I'm at, about halfway on the island. So I have about an hour and a half commute there, and then an hour and a half commute back in the evenings, which, it sounds like a lot, and it is a lot. It's 3 hours that I'm not at home, but honestly, I don't feel bad for myself. That's a fairly typical commute here. That's what I would expect if I do want to continue working and living in this area. And I count myself lucky I'm not driving, which is awful in the traffic here. So I take the train, which means that I can actually use that hour and a half to read books, catch up on, my personal correspondence. So I really do use that time as self-care, and I have made strict rules around it because I know that I have a tendency to let work bleed into other areas of my life. So it'd be very easy for me to use that time to, catch up on work emails or think about cases. But I have made very strict boundaries for myself. This time is for me. If I have to be taking the train, then I'm going to be using it for something for me. So I actually really don't mind the commute. But today when I got to the train station, me and my husband currently share a car because he's out of work. So he dropped me off, and I had to call him 5 minutes later to please come pick me back up because the trains were running about an hour and a half late. So that was about my breaking point. No way am I going to make my hour and a half commute last probably closer to 2.5 hours because all trains were making every single local stop. And my supervisor had given me the option that if circumstances ever arose, like a family emergency, or he actually used the example of the trains because he's from this area. He knows that sometimes there are signal problems on the track, whatever that means. Who knows? Only the conductors know. But there were signal problems on the tracks, so all the trains were taking at least twice as long as usual. So I decided that was it. No way could I make 2.5 hours into self-care, only to have to turn around 5 hours later to make it back home in time to pick my daughter up. So nope, I'm going to work from home today. I have my supervision in about a half hour. So I didn't want to push that back because I'm already a little nervous about it. I don't know how your guys' field evaluations went. I feel like mine is going to be very positive because I've been having such a positive experience with Hope for the Warriors, and I do have such a good relationship with my supervisor. However, being evaluated for me is never really a good feeling, even if it is positive. So I'm a little nervous about that, even though 99% sure that it's going to go very well. But we'll see. But there's really not much to bring to the conversation this week. My internship has been a little crazy usually. In the summertime, so just to recap, what I do is mostly financial requests and case management for post 9/11 veterans. Post 9/11 disabled veterans whose disability has resulted in a financial hardship. So, for example, a veteran has to miss work because he has a confrontational coworker that has been really aggravating his anxiety due to his PTSD. So he has to lose work for a few days, few weeks. That puts him behind on his mortgage. So we can step in and say, all right, we're going to help you, one, connect with services in your area because we need to fix this problem. But also, we're going to take the financial piece out of the picture so that you don't have to stress about that. We're going to pay your mortgage for 2 months so that you can go maybe into a more intensive inpatient program, whatever it is you need. So that's where I step in. But the summertime is already when we have a big influx of caseloads. And depending on who you talk to, it really depends on their take. Some people think that it's because, in this area, the heat of the summer. Some people actually do believe that, because most of these guys went to Iraq and Afghanistan, the heat and the sand and the just the storm that is the summertime actually irritates their PTSD. I don't know if I believe that, but that's what a lot of people think. Anyway, the summer is usually a lot more busy, and this summer has been even more busy than usual. So as an intern, usually my caseload is under 10, unless I'm doing clinical cases, which I don't currently have any at the moment. My last few fell through. It is telemental health. You know, I there's only so much I can do to chase these people down to answer my phone calls, and the last few have just petered out, kind of, unfortunately. I was really excited about those. But I've been so busy doing my cases that I haven't had much novel activity in my internship. The only thing that's happening, I do see that my time is way over. I am saying goodbye to one of my fellow interns next week. She does a local college, a local brick and mortar school, so her summer's up. She's heading on to her next internship. She has another year left. It's a little sad. So you guys, I guess my question is today, well, it's a silly question. What is an appropriate present to buy a fellow intern? Should I get a champagne to celebrate a year being done? That's not a good question. What's new that's going on in your internship, guys? And if you have a moment, let me know what you think is a good present to give to my intern who's moving on. Fellow intern, not my intern. I wish I had interns. Anyway, have a good day, guys. I will talk to you later.